Hey, so before the video actually starts, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys who have been liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that stuff. The support on my videos and channel recently has been very good, especially on my modding videos. So again, a huge thank you to everyone who has been supporting me. Without further ado, let's start today's video. Today we are going to be modding this. This is a new RK100, or also known as the RK860. This is the full RGB version with the two USBs on the top. And today we'll be modding them, and I hope you guys like today's video. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this is the keyboard. Now I'm going to go through all of the mods I'm going to be doing to this RK100. So for the switches, I'll be using this. These are some KTT Mint linear switches sent over by brand Clicks. So all of his links will be in the description. I want to say a huge thanks for him for sending this over for this build. So these are KTT Mint switches. They have an actuation force of 45 grams and the bottom out at 53 grams. And they are really smooth. They have been lubed with Krytox 205 grade 0. So the second mod I'll be doing is changing out the stock stabilizers for these cherry plate mounted stabilizers. These are from clicknclack. You can find them on Shopee. So these have been wholly modded, and I think that they're really nice for the price, and they'll fit this board just nice and make it sound much more better. Of course, when we're modding a keyboard, we can't forget the foam. So I'll be using this kind of pink foam, which I got from packing foam, which I get from stuff I bought online. This will be going into the case to reduce the hollowness of the case. And of course, I have this pre-cut foam which will sit between the plate and the PCB to reduce the sound of typing, which is going to make it sound much more better. I will also be using some painter's tape to do the Tempest Tape Mod. I'll be using 3 to 4 layers of this on the PCB to make it sound poppy. Last but not least, I'll be using some Akko black on white PBT keycaps. These are the new double shot PBT keycaps from Akko, and I think that they look amazing and they're going to fit this white keyboard really nice. So as you can see, these are the keys right here and the few accent pieces. I think that this is going to fit the board really nicely, and let's start the build. Right, first things first, I'm going to turn it off, take away all of the keycaps and then the switches. Let's go. So I've removed all of the keycaps and the switches, but it's time to remove the stabilizers. So one problem I always encounter on this kind of keyboard is because of the two switches here, the stabilizers are very hard to remove because the switches are very hard to remove. So this is what I do. I always take my pair of tweezers and I just slowly open up the top and the bottom of the switch, because normal switch pullers won't really fit in here. Just like that, and it just comes up. So same thing for the bottom one. Just do the top a bit and the bottom a bit, and it just pops out like this. And now we can remove the stabilizers and move on. So to remove the stabilizers is again very easy. So all you have to do is find the stabilizer right here, and then you see there's a little knob. So you have to push it down and push the stabilizer at the same time, and it'll come out no problems. Just like that, and then you can remove the stabilizer, and you have to do the same for all of it. And we're done. So I've removed all of the stabilizers, the switches and the keycaps. Now we just have to unscrew the plate from the case, which you can see there's a few screws. I'm going to take my screwdriver and unscrew them. Alright, so after removing all of the screws, you can just lift up the plate like this. Careful not to yank too hard, because there are actually cables connecting to the PCB, to the motherboard, and to the battery right here. So all you have to do is just snap them out like Legos from 2 of the connectors right here. One here for the battery and one here for the motherboard. Alright, so now we have the 2 parts separated. It's going to be easy for us to mod. So I'm going to mod the housing first. This is the case right here. So I'll be putting some of the pink foam inside it and cut out the holes for the standoffs, and it should look perfectly fine. So I've done adding all of the foam into the case with all the standoffs cut out. I think they look pretty good right now. Now we can move on to the upper part of the keyboard. So this part right here is the plate, and then of course at the back we have the hot swap PCB. Now we just have to remove them and put in the foam in the middle. So there are a few screws we need to unscrew, and let's just unscrew them. With all the screws removed, we can now just lift it up, and this is the PCB. And of course we have the plate. So now we have the plate open. I'm just going to install the new stabilizers so it won't interfere with the foam later on. Again, really quick, these are cherry plate mounted stabilizers from clicknclack. They have been wholly modded and lubed. So yeah, check them out in the links in the description, and they're really easy to install. Okay, so I've done installing all the stabilizers. This is what it should look like. Just a quick look for you guys, and now I'm going to show you guys how I installed the foam. So this is the pre-cut foam. I'm just going to be placing it over here, over the holes. They have already the standoffs, so you just have to put it correctly like this. It should all fit properly. Then you just want to take your PCB right here, make sure it fits, and then just screw it all back and it should look good. Alright, so I've screwed everything back together. This is what it should look like. It's kind of like a sandwich. As you can see, the foam is in the middle, and then there's the plate, and of course the PCB at the back. So this is how it looks like. Now I'm just going to put it back and then screw it all together. Now you just want to connect the connectors back and then screw the plate back into the case. So it seems to fit just fine without any problems. Now I'm going to screw it all back together and we can move on to the next step. So done, I've screwed everything back together. It should be working fine. I'm just going to turn it on right now to check. So the keyboard looks fine right now, and it looks like it's going to work perfectly well. Now I'm going to put in the switches and the keycaps. Okay, so I've installed all of the switches. This is my first time using KTT switches. So far they feel quite smooth and they fit pretty well into the board. Now let's move on to the keycaps. So as I said, I'll be using some Akko double short PPT keycaps. These are the ASA profile and they are the black on white edition. So I'm going to install them right now. So I just put all the keycaps on and I think they look amazing in this all white kind of layout. Now I just want to share a tip that I always do with ASA profile keycaps. The spacebar can be quite big and tall and it can sound quite hollow sometimes. So I've added in some foam right here to just get the hollowness out, and then now we can just put it in. So after all of that, I actually forgot to put in the tape, so I kind of dismantled it and put in the Tempest Tape Mod to make it fit. And yeah, I used 2 to 3 layers of the painter's tape and I put it back into the case. So yeah, this is the final outcome and this is how it looks like. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it looks very nice with those Akko keycaps, and they look damn nice with the white on white aesthetic. I really love this kind of clean kind of build. And for the KTT switches, the KTT Mint, it's the first time I'm using KTT switches, but surprisingly they're quite smooth after loop and they sound pretty well as well. You can hear them, they sound really poppy with the Tempest Tape Mod and they sound really good overall. So I'm really happy with this mod and upgrading video for this RK100, and I guess that is it for this video. So yeah, that was it for this modding video. Hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, leave a like, dislike this video if you didn't like it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I have more content like this coming very soon, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video and goodbye guys.